God said, "I am impressed. You are the only chosen one who passed all 7 tests in the same month. This is not ordinary. This is not something I say to everyone. You need to stay with me and hear every word until the very end, because if you skip this, you will miss a blessing so great it could change your entire life in a moment. I am speaking directly to you now. You've walked through pain, through fire, through silence, and through nights where no one knew the tears you hid behind your strength. And yet, you did not give up. You stayed faithful. You passed the tests I placed before you. All 7 in 1 month. That is not a coincidence. That is a divine marking on your name. Comment Amen if your soul feels this truth. You were being watched by heaven when others didn't notice. You were being measured not by man's standard, but by mine, and you kept your heart soft when bitterness tried to harden it. You forgave when you could have hated. You stayed when you could have run. You praised me when your world was falling apart. That's why I'm saying this now. I'm not impressed by status or numbers. I am moved by the heart that beats for me when no one else is watching, and child, yours did. In the silence, you still believed. That silence was one of the tests. I wasn't absent. I was observing. I needed to see if you would chase me when I whispered, not just when I roared. And you did. You found me, even when the voices around you grew louder than mine. You chose me when it wasn't easy, when it didn't feel good, when it cost you. And I saw that. There were 7 divine tests placed before you, each one designed not to break you, but to reveal you. I wanted to show heaven that you are not just a believer by words, but by action, by fire, by spirit. 1 test was patience, 1 was trust, 1 was obedience, 1 was love, 1 was silence. 1 was surrender, and the last was sacrifice. You passed every single one when most would have quit halfway. That's why you feel this message in your bones right now. Because I am confirming what you already sensed deep inside. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. Comment 1111 if you believe this was for your preparation. There are blessings I withhold until a vessel is proven. And now, the gates are opening. The delay wasn't denial, it was protection. I was building something unshakable in you. And now, I will trust you with more. You are not where you are by accident. The pain wasn't wasted. The confusion wasn't chaos. It was construction. I was building something eternal in your spirit. You are no longer the same. Something in you has shifted. You carry weight in the spirit now, the kind of weight that makes darkness tremble. Because of this, the favor on your life will now increase. Miracles will happen quickly. Doors will open that don't make sense. Not because you begged for them, but because you proved you could carry them. I give purpose to the faithful, and you have been more faithful than you know. You stayed on the path when others mocked you, when your own thoughts tried to sabotage you. You stayed, you prayed, you believed, and now I will reward you. People will ask how it all happened so fast, but only you and I will know the truth, that it didn't happen fast. It was forged in pain, in testing, in hiddenness. It only looks fast because they didn't see the tears. They didn't see the battles you fought in silence. They didn't feel the weight you carried while still lifting others. But I saw it, and I kept count. You passed 7 divine tests. 7 represents completion. Now what was held back will be released. What was delayed will be accelerated. What was promised will now manifest. Because I honor those who pass the test. I do not forget faithfulness. I remember loyalty, and I reward the obedient. You did not bend. You did not bow to the enemy's plan. You stood, and now I will cause you to rise. Like I did with Joseph, who passed his own tests in prisons and pits before standing in the palace. Like I did with Esther, who hid her identity until the time was right to save a nation. Like I did with David, who fought lions and bears in the field before facing giants in public. I prepared them in silence. I elevated them in my timing. And now, you are next. This is the month you are remembered. This is the month the trumpet sounds over your name. This is the month of open gates. What was locked will no longer be. What was heavy will now be lifted. I will cause you to laugh again, not because everything is perfect, but because you will finally see what all the pain was preparing you for. If you have ever cried and still said, "God, I trust you," this is for you. If you ever gave when you didn't have enough, this is for you. If you ever stayed silent to keep peace, even when it hurt, this is for you. If you ever chose to love someone who didn't deserve it, this is for you. If you ever sat in the back, letting others shine while secretly wondering when it would be your turn, this is your confirmation. I was watching, and now I am moving. Have you heard about the secret ritual the government does not want people to know? Imagine if just 7 seconds could clear your debts and bring wealth effortlessly. A leaked CIA report and 4 top neuroscience labs confirm this is real. Families who were struggling are now moving into dream homes with peace of mind. But this secret could be taken down at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it vanishes. There is a divine shift happening in the spirit. What felt stuck is now being loosened. What felt ignored is now being seen. What felt barren is now about to bloom. You are stepping into divine favor. I'm not just speaking over your finances or health. I'm speaking over your atmosphere, your relationships, your thoughts. Your peace, your rest, your legacy, your alignment with heaven is stronger now than ever. And because of that alignment, I'm releasing acceleration. You won't have to strive anymore. I will do in days what you thought would take years. You will be positioned without pushing. You will be chosen without campaigning. You will be trusted with more because you passed with little. You honored me when it cost you, and now I will honor you in front of those who once doubted you. If this is reaching deep into your spirit and making your soul tremble, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video so that it reaches the ones who need this word right now. I have many who are tired, but few who are faithful, and your act of obedience can bring light to another soul. There's a shift in the spirit realm that just happened over your life. The sound of your name has reached heaven, not as a cry of desperation anymore, but as a declaration of victory. This is not just a good season, this is divine transition. I'm turning the page, and the chapter you are entering was written by my hand alone. Everything you lost will be returned. Everything that broke you will now bless you. Everything the enemy used to try and silence you will now be the very evidence I used to raise you. Comment 222 if you receive this divine transition. You passed all 7 tests in 1 month, not because it was easy, but because your spirit remained aligned with mine even when your emotions wavered. And that is what I reward. I reward those who choose me again and again, when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when the answer hasn't come, when the pain hasn't lifted. You chose me when you were tired. You trusted me when you had no idea how I'd make a way. That trust was your key. And now, the door is opening. Let me remind you what each of those 7 tests meant. The test of patience was about waiting when you saw others moving ahead. The test of trust was about leaning on me when you couldn't see the road. The test of obedience was about acting when it didn't make sense. The test of love was about embracing those who hurt you. The test of silence was about not speaking when you were misunderstood. The test of surrender was about laying down what you couldn't fix. And the test of sacrifice was about giving up what you deeply wanted, believing that I had better. Each time you passed a test, something in you broke, and something greater was born. You don't even realize how much you've changed, but I do. I see the purity in your intentions now. I see the maturity in your spirit. You don't beg me like you used to. You speak from a place of trust. That's growth. That's evidence that the fire didn't just burn you, it refined you. And now, it's time for others to see what I already know about you. There are blessings assigned to this moment. They've been held in place by angels until you were ready. Not until you were perfect, not until you had it all figured out, but until your heart passed the tests. And now that it has, I'm releasing what was stored. These are blessings that cannot be blocked, stolen, delayed, or denied anymore. You earned them through faith. And I am a God who honors faith. You were the only chosen one to pass all 7 tests this month, because I created you for more. You are not average. You're anointed. That's why things never worked when you tried to fit in. That's why people walked away. That's why doors closed. I didn't want you blending in with what was beneath you. I set you apart. And though the pain of isolation tried to convince you otherwise, the truth is, I was shielding you for this exact moment. You are about to carry a mantle that requires isolation, purification, and revelation. That's why your path looked different. That's why it hurt deeper. That's why your growth felt lonely. But now, that same mantle will become your covering. It will open doors kings cannot shut. It will attract favor without effort. It will silence your enemies without words. Because when I raise someone, no force in hell can block it. I did not forget about you. I was preparing something that could not be rushed. I was putting weight on your words, depth in your worship, strength in your silence. You are about to see what happens when a soul that remained faithful finally reaches divine timing. I am removing every hindrance. I am restoring lost time. I am rewarding secret prayers. What comes next will not just shock you, it will heal you. The people who once counted you out will now witness what I've placed in you. But do not return to them for validation. Your value does not come from their applause, it comes from my anointing. And it is heavy on you now. You are not the same as you were last month. Something changed, something shifted. You have become who I called you to be. And now, I will surround you with people who see you the way I do, divinely chosen, unshakably faithful, eternally marked. Comment 555 to declare the shift has begun. Some of you feel it already. The heaviness is lifting, the confusion is fading, the anxiety is breaking. That's because my spirit is confirming what your heart already knows. You are not cursed. You are crowned. You are not forgotten. You are favored. You are not finished. You are just beginning. Why is this 7-second CIA ritual spreading so quickly everywhere? Recent CIA leaks have revealed a strong brain ritual that triggers an instant flow of wealth. This short technique, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, is rapidly transforming lives. From heavy debt to dream vacations, this could be your path to abundance. If you are seeing this, consider yourself lucky, because the page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted. There is no going back now. What I am doing in your life is irreversible. The chains have fallen off. The dry places are being watered. I'm about to bless you so openly that it will rewrite every false thing spoken about you. The lies will be drowned in the sound of your laughter. The betrayal will be erased by the joy that returns. The losses will pale in comparison to the gains I'm about to release. And know this, I don't just reward faithfulness with things, I reward it with peace, with clarity, with deep rest. You are about to sleep again. You are about to breathe again. The torment that followed you will stop. The patterns that haunted you will break. You have entered into the divine rest of someone who passed their tests. No more proving yourself. No more forcing doors. You've been seen, approved, and elevated by me. This is your confirmation, not just of breakthrough, but of divine identity. You are a warrior, a vessel, a carrier of my presence, and you've proven you can be trusted with more. So now I will give you more influence, more insight, more provision, more protection. I will surround you with what you need before you even speak it. Because you walked with me in lack, I will walk with you in overflow. From this point forward, your life will begin to show evidence of my hand like never before. Not because you prayed louder, but because you loved me when I was silent, because you waited when you could have wandered, because you forgave when it broke your heart. These are the things that touch my heart. These are the things I bless. The next step is not about striving, it's about receiving. Don't strive to earn what is already yours. Stand still and see the salvation of your Lord. Stand tall in the identity I've given you. Stand strong in the promise I've spoken. You passed the tests, now I release the rewards. And not just temporary rewards, eternal ones, the kind that touch generations. The kind that ripple through your bloodline. I have watched every moment of your journey. Even when you didn't feel me near, I was closer than your breath. I was in the moments when you almost gave up. I was the strength in your silence, the calm in your storm, the stillness in your chaos. You didn't know it then, but I was carrying you through each of those 7 divine tests. I didn't leave you to suffer. I was shaping you for something far greater than you could have imagined. And now, because you remained faithful, because you stood even when you were shaken, you are stepping into a fulfillment that only comes after such proving. Comment 777 if you know this is your confirmation. There's something sacred about the number 7. It is my number of completion, of fullness, of divine order. You weren't just being tested at random. I placed 7 intentional tests in front of you to complete a cycle in your life. A spiritual refinement that would separate you from what was common and align you with what is holy. You didn't just pass tests, you crossed thresholds, you walked through fire and didn't get burned. You withstood pressure and didn't break, and because of that, I now call you my finished work in this season. What comes next is not ordinary. You're not stepping into just a better day. You're walking into a divine appointment. This next season has already been written in heaven, and your name is engraved into every page. You will no longer have to force doors to open. They will swing wide before you because they recognize your spiritual authority. You carry weight in realms that used to resist you. Because you didn't run from the process, you now walk in the power. You are not who you used to be. I need you to understand this. You may still feel tired. You may still have remnants of yesterday's wounds. But your spirit has matured. Your heart has grown. Your faith has expanded. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. You are ready now. You're not just prepared for the blessing. You're prepared to carry it with humility, with purity, with reverence. That's why it was delayed. I was waiting for this version of you. Some of the people around you won't understand what's about to happen in your life. And that's okay. They didn't see what you had to overcome. They didn't feel the weight of the tests. They don't know how many nights you cried and still chose to worship, but I know. And I'm the one who lifts you up now, not to show off, but to show out my glory through your life. Comment 1010 if you receive this in your heart. You've made it through storms that were meant to destroy you. You've endured betrayal that would have crushed others. You've held on to your sanity when everything around you tried to pull you into despair. These weren't just life events, these were spiritual thresholds, and you crossed them with grace. You didn't retaliate, you didn't become bitter, you kept your heart soft, and I'm proud of you for that. This next phase is about acceleration. What took others years will take you months. What felt stuck will now move with supernatural speed. I will align you with people you never thought you'd meet. I will place you in rooms you never thought you'd enter. But remember this, it is not about elevation for applause, it's about assignment. You passed the tests, not just for you, but for those I'm about to send you to bless. I'm sending you as a voice, as a light, as a carrier of hope. You now carry the oil of someone who's been through the fire. And oil only flows where there's been pressing. So don't hide your scars, don't downplay your journey. I will use every part of your testimony to heal others. What almost broke you will now become someone else's breakthrough. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into success? A confidential CIA finding exposes a unique 7-second practice that activates money-attracting brainwaves automatically. Backed by science and 4 elite labs, this simple home ritual is helping struggling people move into dream lifestyles. But this page may not stay live. Click the link in the description and comments before it is wiped from the internet. There are blessings that require a pure vessel, and because you let me cleanse you through this testing, you are now that vessel. That's why your discernment has increased. That's why things you used to tolerate now make you uneasy. That's why your spirit feels more sensitive. I've refined you. I've recalibrated your senses to hear me more clearly. You don't need loud signs anymore. You recognize my whisper now. This maturity in you is sacred. Protect it. Don't return to what I rescued you from. Don't entertain what I've ended. When I closed certain doors, it wasn't rejection, it was redirection. I knew those places, those people, and those patterns couldn't follow you where I was taking you. This journey was never about popularity, it was about purity, and you've chosen well. You chose me in a world that chooses everything else. You chose obedience over comfort. You chose surrender over control. You chose holiness over hype, and that has not gone unnoticed. Heaven has been recording every sacrifice. The angels have been assigned to guard every promise. And now, the reward is being released. You've come out of the wilderness. You've survived the testing ground. Now you will enter the land of overflow. Not just in things, but in peace, in rest, in clarity, in vision. Your dreams are about to come alive again. Your passion is about to return. Your laughter will no longer be rare. It will flow freely because the weight has lifted. I'm lifting it off of you right now, even as these words reach your spirit. You don't need to figure it all out. Just keep walking. I will guide every step. I will protect every path. I will provide every need. You've proven you can trust me in the dark. Now, I will lead you into the light. You are walking into the fulfillment of every quiet prayer, every whispered hope, every unspoken desire, because I saw what no one else did, and I never forget faithfulness. This is your reintroduction to the world, to yourself, to the vision I gave you long ago, the vision that seemed delayed, the promise that felt forgotten. I am reviving it now, and you'll see it with your own eyes. Not in the distant future, but sooner than you think, because your heart has met the timing of my will, and when those two align, nothing can stop the flow. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where you felt empty, I am now pouring out my fullness. You have been faithful in the fire, and I am faithful to reward those who remain with me, even when everything screams to give up. Comment 1212 if you feel the wind has changed in your favor. I have always been the God who tests before I trusts with greater. The 7 tests you passed were not just moments of hardship, they were divine filters, separating who you thought you were from who I always knew you to be. I was pulling out the fear, the self-doubt, the anger, the need for control, the temptation to settle, the weariness of delay, and the silent bitterness. These were not punishments. They were purgings. I had to remove the weights before I could place the crown. You didn't realize how heavy the anointing would be, and so I had to make your shoulders stronger. That's why you went through what you did. You were being stretched, but not to break. You were being enlarged, prepared to carry what many will never understand. The kind of favor I'm pouring over you now comes with responsibility, with purpose, and with greater reach. I needed to make sure you could hold it all without folding. This is why I separated you, why you felt alone, why some doors stayed shut even when you prayed hard. I was guarding your purpose. I was cutting ties to anything that could corrupt the oil I was preparing to pour over your life. And now, your heart is ready. You won't mishandle the blessing. You won't idolize the breakthrough. You won't forget the journey that shaped you, because now you know it was me all along. You are not walking into luck, you're stepping into fulfillment. These blessings are not random, they are rewards. These open doors are not by accident, they are assignments. And what you do with them will ripple through time. Don't think small anymore. Don't shrink yourself to fit what's comfortable. You have outgrown the old version of yourself, and now it's time to wear the fullness of your calling. Comment 1515 if you know you've outgrown the old version of yourself. There's a boldness rising in your spirit now, not arrogance, not pride, but holy boldness, the kind that stands even when no one claps, the kind that walks forward even when the map is unclear, the kind that praises loudly even when the storm hasn't passed. That's who you've become, and that's who I use to shift the world. You have access now to levels of authority in the spirit realm that were once blocked, not because I was keeping them from you, but because I was maturing you to handle them. And now, your prayers will carry more weight. Your words will break chains. Your worship will shake atmospheres. Because you've been refined by fire, and now the oil flows freely. Don't be surprised when things begin to accelerate. You'll see sudden answers, unexpected connections, favor that doesn't make logical sense. That's me. That's what happens when someone passes their divine tests. I'm not just rewarding you for obedience, I'm accelerating you because time is short and you are ready. And even as you rise, I will keep you rooted. Your success will not pull you away from me, it will draw you deeper. Your platform won't become your idol, it will become your altar. I will keep your spirit grounded in gratitude, in humility, in love. You will never have to compromise to keep what I give you, because what I give, I sustain. Could a hidden CIA discovery explain why so many people are suddenly living in luxury? Secret CIA research has surfaced, revealing a brain technique that pulls in wealth almost like magic. It takes just 7 seconds, can be done at home, and is supported by 4 neuroscience labs. People are leaving debt behind and enjoying luxury right now. But this information might be removed soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. The voices of doubt that tried to take you down in your low moments will now be silenced by the evidence of my favor on your life. People who once questioned you will begin to ask how, and you will say, only God. You won't need to defend your calling. Your fruit will speak for itself. Your peace will be your proof. Your endurance will be your testimony. I'm about to restore your confidence, not in yourself alone, but in me, within you. You doubted if you had what it took, but look where you are. You thought the weight would crush you, but it built you. You thought the loss would end you, but it birthed new purpose. You didn't just survive, you were transformed. Let this next chapter be one of joy. You have cried enough, you have grieved enough, you have proven your heart. Now, let laughter return to your home. Let rest find your mind. Let your soul breathe again. The war is over, the reward is here, and I, your God, am walking with you into everything that was promised. This is your appointed time. Everything that tried to delay you has lost its grip. Everything that tried to confuse you is being replaced with vision. You're not waiting for your time anymore, it is already upon you. So rise. Rise with joy. Rise with strength. Rise with the boldness of someone who knows that heaven is backing every single step. You will start to notice how things fall into place. What you used to strive for will now flow to you. The people who once misunderstood you will either be removed or realigned. I will bring the right people to walk with you. The ones who don't compete but celebrate. The ones who don't drain but pour. The ones who understand your anointing and help protect it. This is what I meant when I said I have plans to prosper you. Not just in wealth, but in spirit, in relationships, in rest, in purpose. You will not just survive anymore, you will thrive. You will not just hope, you will see it happen. You will not just hear the promises, you will hold them. You are blessed beyond what you know. You are chosen beyond what you see. You are surrounded by angels, even when you feel alone. You are led by a God who never forgets a single tear. And now, those tears have watered the soil of breakthrough, and the fruit is ready to bloom. So don't hesitate, don't look back. Don't compare your pace to others. You are not late, you are not behind, you are exactly where I need you to be, right on time. The 7 tests weren't delays, they were preparation. And now, you are prepared, you are positioned, you are covered, and most of all, you are mine. You held on when the winds of life tried to tear everything from your hands. And now I will honor your grip. I will reward your grip. You did not let go of me, and now I will not let this next season pass you by. Comment 1111 if you know God is rewarding your grip. When others mocked your silence, I was writing your reward. When others ignored your pain, I was counting your tears, and none of them were wasted. Every test you passed this month pushed something out of you that could not enter your next season. Fear had to go. People-pleasing had to die. Doubt had to be uprooted. I wasn't punishing you, I was perfecting you. Let me be clear, this is not a season of just relief. This is the beginning of rulership. You are no longer in survival mode. You are no longer barely getting by. I have shifted your spirit into authority. You carry dominion now. You carry access. You carry divine permission to walk in rooms that once rejected you, to lead in spaces that once overlooked you. Because you passed the tests in private, I will now honor you in public. This next level does not require performance. It requires presence. My presence in you, my peace guiding you. You don't have to chase validation. I will draw the right people to you. You don't need to explain what I've placed inside you. Your fruit will reveal it. Your stability in chaos will prove it. Your unwavering faith, even when misunderstood, has created a crown I myself am placing upon you. People will not understand how you made it through what should have broken you. They will not understand how you kept going without applause. But that's exactly why I chose you, because you never needed the crowd, you only needed me. And now, I will place you where the crowd will see my glory through your life. Not for your glory, but for mine. I raise those who walk humbly. I bless those who obey when it hurts. And that is you. Comment 999 if you know your season of hiding is over. There are blessings with your name being released now. Angels have been dispatched to bring what was stored. There are instructions being downloaded into your spirit. Pay attention to the quiet nudges. I am speaking more clearly now because your spirit is more still. You don't need loud confirmation when you've been refined to hear me in the whisper. The heaviness that used to surround you has lifted. The dark cloud has cleared. This is why you suddenly feel lighter. Why you've been sensing something coming. That was my spirit preparing you. You've walked with me long enough to know the signs, and now it's time. I am giving you the green light. You are not stuck anymore. The chains are gone. The path is open. Why are so many people saying this CIA ritual changed their life in only 7 seconds? This leaked CIA method is powerful and effective. A short brainwave technique, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping regular people move from broke to prosperous. Dream homes, cars, and trips are becoming possible. But this video could be taken down at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments now before it is gone. Don't return to what I've freed you from. Don't make excuses for small thinking. You've outgrown it. Don't settle just because you're tired. Rest is coming, but you must rise into it. Walk boldly, speak with grace, lead with love. And remember, this is only the beginning. You are stepping into an era of multiplied impact. Every seed you sowed in tears will return in joy.